Hello everyone and welcome back. My name's dustinkreis, and today we are going to do something that I was not planning to do until the end of the month. But I went batshit crazy. Absolutely fucking nuts. Pickups video. And I've been talking a lot about how I need to scale back and just not buy stuff. And I don't know what possessed me, but I just went on a bit of a binge. And I wasn't planning on doing this till the end of the month because I thought to myself, well, I might pick up some more stuff, but really, I need to stop. And after this, you'll probably see why. I mean, I went so nuts is that after the E3 stuff, I thought to myself, oh, I'm going to go out and buy a Wii U. Yeah, my brain is going crazy. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this and get into all the goodies that I purchased for myself. And, yeah, starting off, I went out to half-price books just to sort of peruse and see what was there. And I actually did find some really good stuff. I found Double Dragon 2: The Revenge for the NES. And I'm looking forward to playing this. It's been a long time since I've played a Double Dragon, so that should be interesting. I bought yet another copy. This is the third copy of this game that I bought, but I bought it for a specific reason. Another copy of Legend of the Dragoon. Because this had a manual, and my Black Label copy that I have did not. So I paid $10 for this, and just for the manual. So, yeah, whatever, you know. Picked this up on a recommendation of a friend of a friend. It says it's a really kind of a crazy and unique game, and I want to give it a shot eventually, but I don't know whenever I'll get to it. That is Nights in the Nightmare. I don't know what to expect of this. I bought the PSP version, and when he was talking about the game, he talked about it on the 3DS, or not the 3DS, the DS. And I thought to myself, how would the PSP version play if you're doing all that stuff with the bottom screen? And he's like, I don't know, man. So I found this at a GameStop, and I just picked it up because I was like, well, fuck it. You know, it's only $4. Give it a shot, and if it doesn't really work out in this system, I'll find the DS version. But pick that up. Picked this up because I wanted to try this series, and I like buying games for this system, even though the new iteration of this system really pisses me off. But I picked up Forza for the original Xbox. And I think this was only like $2 at half-price books. So I couldn't really pass it up for that. But I've been really wanting to race cars for some reason. And even though I still have this desire to do that, I haven't thrown this in yet. So I don't know what's wrong with me. But I just felt like buying a racer. And I wanted to try the Forza series. So I saw that there and I was like, $2, I'll give it a shot and we'll see what happens. But the big selling point was that I could drive Aston Martins, because I'm a big Aston Martin whore. I don't know. So I picked that up. I also picked this up because it's kind of a hidden, not really a hidden gem, but it's one of the great games, maybe not great, but one of the good games on the Wii, and that is Red Steel 2. I really want to buy more Wii games, but I'm getting down to the point where I pretty much have everything on the system that I want. And unless I start really delving into like that other, like the shovelware stuff, to find some hidden gems, I'm pretty much kind of done with my Wii collecting. And that sucks, because I love buying for the Wii for some reason. I don't know why. So I finally picked that up. Found this for cheap as well, and I basically just got it to complete my collection of this series. And that is Devil May Cry 4. I still haven't beat Devil May Cry 2 or 3 yet. And honestly, I think I just bought 2 just to complete the set. You know, it was like $3 somewhere, and I bought that. But, you know, hopefully I'll go back and play those ones, and then I'll get to this eventually. But for as cheap as this was, I couldn't pass it up. And then to sort of keep this modern momentum going, today I did go out and pick up The Last of Us. It is still shrink-wrapped because I got home around 5-ish and decided to eat some dinner and then shoot this video. So I haven't even unwrapped this yet, but it's starting to get, the sun's starting to go down a little bit, and I'm thinking, as it starts to get a little darker, this is definitely going in, and I'll probably be playing this all weekend, so looking forward to that. And then finally, I went on Amazon and purchased this because I can't find it anywhere, and I don't know if it's just kind of a hard game to find or what. But that is Under Defeat HD, the Deluxe Edition. And this comes with an online art, or not an online art book, yeah, a digital art book, which, whatever. It also comes with a soundtrack CD, and then the game, and then a full color manual. So that's really nice. And it's, of course, Rising Star Games, which is kind of the European version of XSEED. So whenever they release a game, I kind of want to support it. I bought the Deadly Premonition set. I bought Dodonpachi Resurrection from Europe. So whenever they release games, I definitely give it a look to support them, because they bring out some interesting titles. Duncan, go away. Go away. While I was at the Half Price Books, I found a couple Sega Saturn games. And they're not particularly great games. I just bought them because the cases were in pretty awesome condition. The tips here are not broken, and there's no cracks in them. So I figured, hey, why not have some extra Saturn cases? But the games I picked up were Virtua Open Tennis and Decathlete. So if either of those are particularly good, let me know, because they're just a couple Sega sports games that I didn't really care about. But the discs are in okay condition. And then I went on a bit of a Japanese binge. And while we're talking about the Saturn, I might as well talk about this. I picked up Donpachi. Now, this is not Dodonpachi. This is the first game in the series, Donpachi. And I really like this game. But it does not feel as refined as like Dodonpachi and the later games in the series. Basically, with Dodonpachi, I feel like I do very small movements on the screen. Whereas in Donpachi, it feels kind of like a hybrid between what would become the bullet hell genre and sort of the shooters that came before it. So it's kind of like a bullet hell that I feel like I'm moving all over the screen instead of making small, precise movements. So I like it, but man, if I was playing this back in the day in an arcade, I would probably rip the arcade apart, because it is a frustrating game. Because it just feels like the ships don't move fast enough to dodge the bullets, and it's one of those games I really feel like they got it right the second time with Dodonpachi. But I'm happy to have it in my collection. It's definitely fun to play, it's just kind of frustrating. And then to keep sort of the shmup action going here, I bought some PC Engine games, because I've been really wanting to buy some Japanese games for some reason. And I was starting to look at Saturn games, and I was like, oh, they're all so expensive. So I went to the PC Engine section of this seller on eBay that I like, and they had a couple of really cheap options there. So I picked up Dragon Spirit, which I have Dragon Spirit up there for the NES, and I really like it. So I had thought to myself, well, why not get a sort of a graphically superior version on the PC Engine? And I do really like this. It's very fun, but it is, kind of one of those classic hard shmups. I died a lot in this. And then I couldn't let the sequel go past, so I picked up Dragon Saber as well. And out of the two, this is the better game. But definitely, both of them are very fun. And it's kind of a different thing. It's kind of like almost a precursor to Panzer Dragoon, in that, instead of it being a spaceship or, something else, it's a dragon that you're... And I love how the power-ups give you an extra head, so you can have like 3 heads firing, fire blasts. And then the last thing I picked up from this Japanese seller, and it will be the last game I talk about in this episode, is Legend of Xanadu for the PC Engine, and it is a Super CD game. But the weird thing about it is it has 2 discs, right? There's one, and then here's another one that has a completely different label. But I put them in, and they both start up at the same place. And one doesn't say disc 1 or 2. And I looked online, and I can't really figure out, like, there's just not a lot of information about these Super CD games out there. Like, I just don't know if, like, they just put a random disc in there, or if it's supposed to have both of these discs that are the same thing, or, what's going on with this. So if you guys, any of those Legend of Xanadu aficionados out there, let me know what is actually supposed to be the second disc in this set. If it's supposed to be 2 discs of the same thing or what, because it just kind of really perplexed me. I can't find any good information on it. But this is kind of a weird little game. It's almost like Ys in a lot of ways, in that you run around on the overworld map and you run and bump into enemies to deal damage to them. It's just that there's a lot more enemies on the screen, and when you go into dungeons, when it gets to like a boss, sort of the end where you fight the boss of that dungeon, it goes to like a side-scrolling action RPG thing. So I really want to find like a script or maybe just like an ISO of an English translation online to play this in English. But it's a Falcom game, so I kind of want to start collecting Falcom games because I really love that company. So that is it for the game. So a lot of stuff there, a lot of stuff I need to get to, and definitely Last of Us is going to take up this weekend. The lone film I picked up, I watched this on Netflix, and it just kind of blew me away. Not so much because the movie is that great, but just because of who the movie is made by it, and that is Red State from Kevin Smith. And it blew me away because this is like everything that you think a Kevin Smith movie is. This is the opposite of that. I really, really like this film, and it kind of gets mediocre reviews. Like it's either kind of a love it or hate it type of film. But for some reason, this film kind of unnerved me in a lot of ways. And it made me wish for two things. One, it made me wish that Kevin Smith had a bigger budget so that he could film the original Rapture ending. Because just with the tone of the film and how the visuals are presented, I think that would have been mind-blowing to see the Rapture at the end of this film, the way he describes it. And then I wish he was still making films. This kind of shows that he can do different things, and I think there's an avenue in him film-wise that is kind of unexplored, and it kind of makes me sad that he's not making movies anymore. But Red State, I loved it. Some people will hate it, but I personally really liked it. And then in the music, and I realize I don't have one of the CD cases here, but that's okay. In the music, I picked up quite a bit of music here lately. One thing I picked up is Placebo's Sleeping with Ghosts. The case is out next to the CD player in the living room. So, but pretend I have the artwork there. But I really like it. Oh, fuck, I can't remember the name of the song now. But there's a song on there that Special Needs. I love the song Special Needs. It kind of just blows me away in some ways how much I really love that song. But great album by Placebo. And sort of a metal kick, I picked up a couple CDs by a couple bands that I really like. One is Pelican, and I'm going to try to say this. It's Erataxia Taraxis. This is kind of a weird little CD by them. I really love, only 4 songs, but they're kind of longer-esque. But I love Pelican. It's an instrumental metal band, and kind of different from the stuff I had previous to it. A little bit more maybe experimental, but really enjoyed listening to this. And then I picked up, this is a band that I really, really love, and it's sad to know that they're no longer around, and that is ISIS. And this is the temporal odds and ends, B-sides, demos, things like that. And I listened to this, and this is really kind of for fans only, I guess. It's kind of here sort of how the song started. But I loved listening to this. It was nice just to put both discs in and then just let it run, and just kind of kick back and just listen to ISIS. If you don't listen to ISIS and you like metal, you really should give them a shot. They're kind of one of those thinking man metal bands that have more on their mind than just headbanging and riffs. But definitely love ISIS. And then, like I said, I've been watching a lot of Portlandia. And the opening theme song really made me, I really just loved that song. And it turns out it was by a group, not a group, it's one guy, called Washed Out. So I picked up the LP EP, the 12-inch EP, that the song Feel It All Around is on. And this is phenomenal. If you guys can pick this up, pick it up. All 6 songs, it's just amazing. It's 12-inch, 45 RPM, just 6 songs of pure bliss. I love this, and when I got it in here and I started listening to it, I bet you I listened to this thing about 6 times in a row because it's so short, but the songs are so good. Really, really pick this up. It's an amazing little thing. And then I went out and I bought the full length that they put out. I bought it in CD form. This is Within and Without by Washed Out, and while this doesn't reach really the highs of Life of Leisure, this is still a really good album. And I love Within Without, and I love Echoes. Those are my two favorite songs off the CD. So, kind of dream. If you like M83, you'll love these guys, or love this guy. I keep saying these guys. It's kind of confusing when one guy names himself sort of a band name. I don't know, but definitely check out Washed Out if you're looking for something new. And then this is a group that back in my post-rock days, a friend of mine had a couple albums by them, and I really liked it. And then I saw this at a half price books for $8, and I said, "Yeah, I'll pick that up." And it's a bit. I kind of feel like I'm slipping away from post-rock in some ways, because I feel like the me of like 7 years ago or something would have just been like, "Oh, this is the greatest album ever," you know, pushing up my hipster glasses and things like that. But that is Jackie O Motherfucker Liberation. And I think this band might go down in the history of bands as having the best band title ever. Like the name of the band, Jackie O Motherfucker. It just rolls off your tongue. But this is very, very. It's a 4 side album, and it's. I need to give it more spins. It's very abstract. Kind of reminds me of Set Fire to Flames, if anyone out there knows Set Fire to Flames. But it's kind of even more off the deep end than that. Set Fire to Flames still had like recognizable rhythms and things like that. This is kind of just like, I don't want to say noise rock, because that's not really the right word I'm looking for. But definitely, if you find this out there for cheap, pick it up, because it might open your mind to something new out there. And it's always important to try new music. And then the last thing here, nothing really too exciting, just a book I picked up to sort of finish out a book series that, this is the third book in the series, and I didn't want to read it until I had all 4 books, so I could just, if I wanted to, read them all in succession. And that is David Weber's By Heresy's Distressed. And I can't remember the name of the series, what the actual overall title of the series is. I don't even know if it really has an overall title of the series. But really, I bought the first book based on the cover art and the fact that David Weber is kind of a big name in sci-fi. So I definitely want to give it a shot. Now that I have all 4, I'll probably read the series straight through. I should say that I bought all 4 of these books at half-price books for like $5 a piece. So even if I don't like them, you know, I didn't really waste that much money. But yeah, Christ. I said I was going to be taking a big break, and I really didn't. So anytime I say, and I think I've done this before, anytime I say I'm taking a break from buying stuff, just go ahead and assume I'm going to have a big pickups video. For those of you interested, I am drinking a Murphy's Red Ale, by the way. Very awesome. Although a little bit expensive to import. It's like $12 for a 6-pack, so $2 a bottle is kind of expensive when you buy beer, but definitely enjoy Murphy's Red Ale. So anyway, that is it for this video. I'm sure I've rambled on long enough here. We just did a episode of the podcast for Sony's E3 conference. We also recorded an episode with Devil May Pie, going over all of the conferences. So that'll be posted up here in sometime this weekend. We had a little bit of an issue with it where the recording software I used cut off the front. We had some technical issues during this recording, so we're going to have Danny back on eventually to sort of cover what we missed on the front part of the episode. But still a really awesome episode, so look forward to that. Another gaming podcast coming at you again with another bit of content, so who knows? Maybe we'll start doing episodes quicker. I don't know. But anyway, that is it for this pickups video. I gotta get this stuff on the shelf. I gotta get started on playing The Last of Us. So anyway, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.